Mo ṣe máa ń ṣe ìrìn mi o.
Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ńlá. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ká ṣe bí ẹni kú, káwọ́ ẹni tí ó ṣe dàrú ẹni. Ṣàṣà ènìyàn nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lẹ́yìn, tẹrú tọmọ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lójú ẹni. Ọmọ aráyé abániwọ̀rọ̀ pa orí dání wọn. Ayé ò fẹ́ ní ìfọ̀rọ̀, orí ẹni ní pẹ́ kó yẹ ni. You gotta be strong cause the world is a battlefield. Òjò láyé ó gbé ní lọ, bá ò bá mọ̀ wẹ̀. Má ṣe làlà òtọ́ láì bá dé, stress of ìdákùn ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ilé ayé ogun ni ó gbọ̀gbọ́n. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ńlá. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ṣẹ̀rántí a ò mẹ́rin ìjọba ẹ̀wẹ̀kú ẹ̀wẹ̀lẹ̀. Àwọn ọlọ́tẹ̀ ni wọ́n dìde wọn lájànà kó lè rínú gbọ́gbé. Àṣenìtàn bá ní ìdàrú ṣálọ́mọ aráyé. Àwọ̀ fẹ́lẹ́ bòónù kò jẹ́ àríkùn wá ṣe bí. You gotta be wise to survive and keep your sanity. Ọjà ọ̀dájú ní ilé ayé, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n rà. Àyàgbé ọ̀gẹ̀gẹ̀ tó bá ti lówó, ọ̀yàn ń lò wà lọ́jọ́ ogún dé. Ọwọ́ epo láyé ńlá, wọ́n kì í lá jẹ̀jẹ̀. Alámọ̀ a ò mọ̀nú, ẹni ayé yẹ kó rọra ṣe. Ṣọ́ra, ṣọ́ra. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ o. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ńlá. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ o. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ńlá. Ilẹ̀kùn bá jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, àgbà tó ti ti tó mọ̀ ńlá lòkù lọ́gbọ́n. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ẹ̀sọ̀ pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gbà ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ikú pàlà mi ọ̀rọ̀ ní ọ̀lọ́lọ́gbà ògiri. Àmì ìgbà ọmọ ìlú tó bàjọ́ra ìmọ́lẹ̀. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́.
Yes, so good evening, my people. It's a pleasure to welcome you to another special edition of the Jagbajantis Show. I remain your regular host, Akin. Thank you for joining me tonight. I greet you especially from whatever part of the world you're connecting from. It's a pleasure to have you on this live broadcast again tonight. To all my wonderful regulars, you know how we do it. My people on YouTube, those on Twitter, and my strong members on Facebook. Thank you for joining me again tonight as we have another interesting discussion. As you're coming in, please help me share this show on your platforms. Invite somebody, tag somebody, send out the link for somebody to connect. It's a show that will benefit somebody, and you never know whose life you might be saving. Sometimes it's just a word we need that will point us in the right direction that we should be going. And when that right word don't drop on time, we might be stuck on the same spot for a very long time, or we might be heading in the wrong direction. So the right word at the right time can help collapse time for you to move faster in life. So do somebody a favor and share this show. I thank sincerely those who have made it a point of duty to always share this show every Friday. Thank you very much for doing that. That singular act will count for you for good in life. That's my prayer for you. Wherever you find yourself, a moment where you need direction, help will arise for you. And you will not miss your win in destiny. That's my prayer for you. Right. For those who are just joining us for the first time, this is Jagbajanti's show. And all what we do here is just talk nonsense. We weave sense into what you consider norm. What we try to do on this platform is just to encourage ourselves to be better people. We look at issues from, a different perspective from what we're used to. And we try to shake out lies from, whatever discussion we have, so that you're only left with what is useful for you. That something has been in existence for so long and is a lie, time would not make it to become the truth. A lie is a lie and will forever be a lie. That generations after generations have been, holding on to that and passing it on and believing in it, and is a lie. The number of generations that has practiced it, the number of people that are holding on to such belief would not make it to become the truth. A lie will always remain a lie. So, if you are carrying about a lie, you're simply carrying about a redundant information, a redundant knowledge. You're carrying about baggages that you don't need on your journey. And these are the things that wear you out. These are the things that makes you heavy and you can't go far in life. So what we try to do on this platform is to shed light on these things and leave you with the task of, you know, having that frank moment with yourself where you unlearn, where you shed. What do you shed? You shed those heavyweights that you don't need so that you can be light to travel far. My job is not to change anyone. I don't have that ability. My limit is just to influence you on the path of change. My ability stops at stirring up a conversation within you, giving you something to ponder on. And once I'm able to do that, my job is done. My job is done. Before I proceed further, a very good friend of this platform is having a birthday today. My sister Afume Triple S. I don't think she's on the show tonight, but I'm sending out a special birthday shout out to her. She's a beautiful soul, and wishing her long life and prosperity on behalf of Jabajanti's family. Um, Everyone is special to me, so if I have, maybe missed out on your birthday, mi ò fi ṣe ká o. Àwọn tí mo bá rántí àbí tó bá fall sígbà tá à ń ṣe show, then I will endeavour to, you know, wish them a happy birthday on the show. So that is for my sister Afume Shipu. Yes. Right. So before I proceed, we have to bring somebody on the high table, as we do every week. So there they have that VIP treatment where they will be pampered for the entire time of this show. They'll be given massage, they'll be treated to nice meal and drinks. And tonight, the person that will be bringing to that VIP section of the show is no other than Ebun Falui. For those who are regular on the show, the contest is initially was between Egbon and Ebun. Then the third person came in, my fluffy sister from America, and then she just made that spot her own for a very long time. Egbon Utiele Wolemo, and since then, it's been her and Ebon. But now I think Ebon is trying to reclaim back her spot. And I think Egbon is just being Egbon and, he's saying, you know what, okay, I don't allow you. Obìnrin ní àbúrò mi náà ni gbogbo yín jẹ́, so kò ní kí n máa bá yín drag it. I think that is what Egbon is doing, and we have to appreciate that. So Egbon, right? So Egbon jẹ́ kán gbé ẹ o, kò jura ẹ lẹ̀, má stiff body o. Jẹ́ kán gbé ẹ ń kọ́kọ́ lọ́rùn and then kó lọ máa flenjo. Right. Let's get on into the discussion for tonight. I'll have to be honest with everyone tonight. It's kind of a difficult topic for me to handle, because as you can see from the topic I put out, scars, the untold stories of survival. We all understand what a scar is. We all have marks on our body that, injuries that we sustained from, whatever activities, and which over time has healed but left a mark on us. If that is what we want to discuss, I think that would be easy and straightforward. But our focus tonight is on emotional scars. These ones are not physical, and as such, they are difficult to talk about because they are unseen. And before we can talk about scars of any kind, we must first of all understand that there must have been a wound that over time healed up. So you have a tissue that will cover the wound once it's starting to heal. The tissue will be very light and fragile, that if you're not careful, it can get punctured and you have an open wound again. And over time, it becomes hardened up and you start to feel less and less of the pain until it heals completely from the inside. And then when you touch that wound, you feel that, okay, it doesn't hurt as it used to be, up until when it's completely healed, but then it leaves a mark. Every time you see that mark, it tells you or reminds you of something that happened. That is for the physical scars. The emotional scars is similar. And this mainly are as a result of, you know, hurt that, many of us has gone through. Childhood trauma, um, disappointment from relationships, um, failed marriages, loss of, loved one, you know, betrayal from friends. Even some were, sexually abused. Partners, cheated you. A host of events that happened or occurred at one point or the other in our life. This event leave a lasting impact on us, and some carry it on from when it happened until whatever or until whenever. And this is where I have a bit of a problem, because if we're talking of scars, we're talking of a wound that has healed. But emotionally, many of us have not healed from these past experiences. And as such, it's difficult for me to say what we are carrying around can be referred to emotional scars, or we should still leave them as emotional wounds. This is where I have a dilemma. And this is why I agree when some argue that time doesn't heal all wounds. That what happens is that because the mind wants to protect its sanity, it covers this emotional wound with a scar tissue, just like you have in the physical wound, such that we don't heal from that hurt, but the pain is lessened. And this is why you find some people who, from time to time, go back to this point of hurt again. Especially maybe somebody says something relating to it to them, or they see something similar around them, and then it reminds them of what they've been caring about, which they try to blank out. So they haven't healed. They've just tried to mask or cover that wound to, to just move on. But it's there. So to people like that, I refer to what they're carrying about as that thin, scar tissue that you have on the wound when it's starting to heal. But they never allow that wound, they never nurse it to full healing. Whether we like it or not, the fact is that life will always leave mark on every one of us in various ways. We won't have a scar-free life. That's a fact I want you to understand. And some of these things are not your fault. So I'm trying to speak now to those who are finding it difficult to heal from their past experiences. To be honest, I can't help you heal. I don't have any magic solution to help you heal. And that's why I am using this approach tonight to handle this discussion such that if you focus, or if we focus on the positive in this event, that might help the healing process. You see, whatever people do to you is their problem. How you react to it is your problem, because you control your emotions. You can't always control how other people will behave, but you have control over how you react to things, how you process things that happens to you. So I always try to see or draw positive out of every event that happens to me. No matter how negative it is, I want to look at it from the point of it happened to add to me. And that helps me to heal. The scar is there, the hurt is there because of the event. But then I look at it from the perspective of what can I gain from this? How can I use this to move myself forward? And that hastens or quickens the healing process until it's fully healed and the scar, I see and admire it because it's telling a story. Oftentimes we look at other people around us and think they have a fantastic life, beautiful life, nothing is happening to them, they're always smiling and all that. But I'm letting you know tonight that everyone, every single person have something they're dealing with behind that smile. There are scars that people are covering up. There are secrets that people don't want to bring out. Why? Possibly they don't look at it from the perspective I'm looking at it from tonight. Trying to make you see that yes, these things are good. Don't see them as always bad. Okay, for physical wounds and scars, many of us try to, mask the blemish on our body. People try to put makeup and all this. And that is because of the stigma that the society attaches to beauty or to, blemishes and things like that. So everybody wants to look perfect. You see people when they take pictures. Wọ́n dẹ̀ máa bá wọn brush picture tó jẹ́ wípé wọn ò ní knuckles mọ́. Gbogbo contour tó yẹ kójú ní gbogbo ẹ̀ ti máa parẹ́. No lines, nothing. And that is because of how society wants everyone to look beautiful, spotless, clean. But life is not like that. Life is not like that. Life will always leave its mark on us. Scarring is part of life, physically or emotionally. And when these things happen, they change something within us. Oftentimes, what I have noticed is that it often changes people negatively. And that is why I want to steer your mind back to how you can see these things as, something you can proudly show off. As stories that you can tell unashamedly. We see scars as something that devalues us. But I'm approaching it tonight to tell you that no, these things add value to you. They make you unique. They make you different from somebody else. It shows that you've lived life. It shows that you survived. It's not something you should be ashamed of. And that's why some people takes time to heal. They mask it. They don't want to talk about it. They hide. They pretend that it never happened. And so they just put those things in one corner, locked it up in their life. They don't want to visit that part of their life. And this is why some people cannot move ahead in life, because this thing is causing them anxiety. They fear for tomorrow. They fear for the day. They can't do businesses anymore because somebody, their previous business partners scammed them. They can't start another relationship because the last one jilted them. And so on and so on and so on. But I'm letting you know tonight that these things are part of you. They would happen. They would happen. You have to understand that these are part of your growth process. If you allow them to influence you negatively, it's not the problem of the people who caused it to you. It is your problem because they are still your feelings. So, I'm just trying to be smart here tonight by approaching this. Mo fẹ́ fòkò kan pa méjì. Help you towards healing by expressing to you why scars are beautiful. This will open up your mindset to be able to, go into those past. If you have to discuss them, discuss them. If you have to break them down yourself to understand why these things happen, you have to do it. When your past are left unresolved, that's when you feel you suffer from depression. When your past are left unresolved, you have the fear of facing tomorrow, anxiety. And these two things are mental illnesses. So you have to take control of your thought and emotions instead of leaving them up to other people. You have to take responsibility for your life. You have to do whatever it takes to heal, such that these scars empowers you. It elevates you to another level where you can help other people to heal. It brings you to a point in life where you can tell your stories without getting emotional, without tearing up. Other people might be tearing up around you because they feel for you. But you've healed from these things. And they wonder, how is this person saying these things with smile? Is this person even normal? When you make people feel like that, when they hear your story, you've captured them. You've become a superhuman. They want to understand, how are you able to fix this, handle this, and still smile? Then you become somebody who can help other people. So, whether your scar is physical, whether it's emotional, whether it's mental, whatever, is telling stories of your strength. It's telling the story of your courage. It's telling the story of your survival. So instead of trying to hide and mask these things, you need to heal and get to a point where you can proudly show off these scars because they signifies, you know, the challenges that you faced and how you overcame, triumphed over these challenges. These scars must be, you know, marks that you celebrate because they show that yes, you lived. And so I'm going to take us briefly to the positives in these scars, in these experiences. Maybe from that, from this understanding, it might help you to actually confront these issues you're dealing with and start your healing process. There's nothing to be worried about. There's nothing to be scared about. There's nothing to be ashamed about. So the first thing is this: scars serve as a testament or testimony of your endurance. Scars are not signs of weaknesses. They are evidence of your endurance. They show and prove to the world that yes, there was a time you faced adversity in life, face to face, head to head, and you were stronger than that adversity. They prove, they tell a story that you are a warrior. You fought and you won. Just like you see, military men who've been to the war front. You see them return damaged. Ojú mi ti lọ, ojú kan ti lọ ẹlòmíì, ẹsẹ̀ méjèèjì ti gé. We feel sorry for these people, but they don't feel sorry because they proudly carry these battle scars as a proof that they are actually warriors and they survived what killed many others. So, and you too also should learn to wear the scars that life leaves on you as badges of honor. Something that proves that you were determined to conquer, that you were determined to survive challenges that could have consumed you. This should encourage you to heal. to face that emotional hurt and wound and nurse them to healing so that you have something to show as a proof that you survived, you fought, and you won. Secondly, scars tell stories of your resilience. Resilience simply means the ability to bounce back. You lost everything, but you didn't lose your life. You lost everything. They took everything they thought they can take from you, but they didn't take you. And so you started again from the scratch. Pieces that are left, and you're making something out of your life again. Behind every scar lies a story of resilience. It tells stories of your ability to bounce back. Tí n bá ṣubú lẹ́ẹ̀méje, màá dìde lẹ́ẹ̀méje. They can cut you down, but as long as your root is still in the ground, you will sprout again. Yes, you work hard all your life, and somebody out of, you know, their cunningness took all that you've worked for. And you are thinking, ó ti tán, kí n kàn para mi lókun. Kò tí ì tán. You have the ability to bounce back. If somebody can show you their own scar of that same event that happens to you, it will help you to see that it's not over for you. And that's what you can become for somebody else. A story of resilience. You can rise again from the ashes. You can use the hurt of the past to serve as catalyst for you to turn your story around. You can transform your pain into power. You can transfer the rejection into a source of strength to build your own platform. They refuse to invite you to the table. You face rejection. An emotional hurt is a wound. You should let that propel you to build your own table that you can invite other people. If kò lọ ká ìjọ síbì kan, that does you no good. The wound will be there. A máa kẹ̀ sí, a máa ràn sí. You'll be depressed. Every day you feel anxious what the day holds. When you rise, heal from this, nurse that wound to until it becomes properly healed. The scar is what proves that yes, you survived this and you are able to do this. Another thing that scars does is that it reminds us of the mistakes we made and the lesson that we can learn. I do say it all the time. Don't go through events. Grow through event. Don't GO through event. GROW through event. Let everything that happens to you teach you a lesson. Let it tell you, or let it teach you something that you didn't know before. Let it be a learning opportunity for you. And so scars are like they etch, you know, lessons permanently into our beings. They leave permanent lessons etched into our beings. So every time you look at the mark on your body, it reminds you of how careless you were to have allowed that thing to happen. And then it tells you what you need to do better going forward for such a thing not to happen anymore. Scars are sources of wisdom. The more scars you have on your body, the more wise you should become, or the wiser you should be. When scars are all over you, whether physical or emotional, they should signify growth and transformation, unless you're not using them for the right purpose. Because they should, like, they should show clearly the journey you have been through. It should show that route you have traveled, that experience you've had for you to become who you are today. Every event that we experienced through our lifetime is what made up who we are today. We're not just who we are today in thought, in location, in position, in whatever, just by accident. No. We are all made up of the event that we've experienced throughout our life. The way you think, the way you process things, the way you behave, the way you relate with other people, they are all made up of, your life journey. If you use these things positively, then it will count for good for you. You will see it as a good thing because you would have drawn so much lessons from it, which would have, induced your growth. But if you look at these things from the negative point of view, then you always see it as bad. You always want to run away from it. You always want to cover it up. You don't want to go near it. You don't want to talk about it. And you're simply stuck in life. You can't move ahead. So another thing scars does to you is that they add to you. They add value to you. They add depth to you. They add depth to your character. Àbá bímọ ọmọ yẹn á mọ́ lóló. Ṣùgbọ́n nígbà tó bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí kọlu nǹkan tó gbẹ́sẹ̀ mọ́ ilé ìgbà kan, ẹ máa rí àpá lára ẹ̀. Ẹ máa rí àpá lára ẹ̀. Ẹ máa rí àpá lára ẹ̀. Gbogbo ohun tó gbẹ́sẹ̀ mọ́, gbogbo ohun tó ṣe, gbogbo yẹn ló ń kọ́ bá ṣe ń rìn láyé. Òun ló ń kọ́ pé à ń torí bọbẹ̀ yẹn o, ibẹ̀ lórí mi ti gbá kan. That's how you learn and grow. And all these things will separate you from somebody else. Make your story different. It makes you unique. It makes you beautiful in your own way. I can't remember this particular country where they make the Persian rug. Not the one in Turkey. Somewhere in Asia, they actually weave it, by hand. And each one that they do has, differs from the other by some, flaws. So each one of them have their own uniqueness. And they don't try to correct this because that is what adds to the value of those rugs. Because that signifies pé no, Ọlọ́run nìkan ló lè ṣe nǹkan tí ò lábùkù. So they don't correct it. Tó bá ṣe tán, quality control ni wàá wò kó sọ pé yá eléyìí ti wọ́n bí they leave it. Because those flaws, they tell a story. Those flaws is just like an artist leaving their mark on the masterpiece that they've created. So you should embrace this as, yes, this is my unique journey. This is why I'm different. This is who I should be. This is why I am this. This is my story. Mi ò gbé ayé copy mi ò lọ plagiarize. I'm unique. I'm different. This makes you authentic. It makes you irreplaceable. It's just one of you. Pé méjì. When you understand this, you won't feel pé kí ló dé tí tèmi pọ̀, ló tí tèmi rí báyìí. In tó mú ẹ ronú bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn, o ti ń compare ayé ẹ pẹ̀lú tẹlòmíì, bó yẹ káyé ẹ dàbí tẹlòmíì nìyẹn. But tí ẹni tó ń wò yẹn gan, ìta lórí, o mọ ohun tó wà lẹ́yìn, torí wọn ò lanu sọ tí wọ́n ní. Àbí báyà nítorí pé wọ́n dẹ̀ handle tí wọ́n better. So you have no reason to look to your right or look to your left and say, wá tèmi ṣe wá rí báyìí. Ó yẹ kó rí nìyẹn. That's why you are you. That's why you are unique. That's why you are different. What you need to do is to embrace that scar. Is to embrace who you are. Is to tell your story. with pride. Because that is what sets you apart. That's what makes you unique. That is your um, that is your unique symbol of beauty. You are beautiful in your own way. Your story is superb in its own way, regardless of how it sounds. It is your story. And the another thing that scars um, reveals to us is that it is a kind of reward for coming out victorious. When teams go into competition, when boxers fight, when athletes compete, there's always something at stake to be won or lost. So scars are like the trophies of the battles you fought and won. You could have died. You could have been forgotten. So every scar represents your victory over adversity, your victory over challenges. And this is where you draw strength to face the next battle. Because every time you look at that scar, you're looking at the trophy that says, whoa, I survived this and I can survive this one too. Because you remember how you fought that one and won. You remember the depth you have to go to draw strength to overcome that challenge or obstacle at that time. And then this will propel you, build up strength, resilience, courage in you as well to say, you know what? This thing in front of me as well, I'm going to crush it. This thing in front of me, I'm capable of overcoming it. My song, The Promise, I wrote in 2014 after my second suicide attempt. It's like a reset button for me. Whenever I'm facing anything that feels like, can it feel upsetting me or whatever thing like that, that song comes to mind. Once I sing it, I'm done. Ó ní kí n má ṣe bẹ̀rù o, ó ní kí n má ṣe fòyà. Òkè tá lágbára gùn tó ń mí ẹlẹ́. Ọlọ́run tó dá àwọn òkè, ó ní kí n má ṣe bẹ̀rù. Òkè tá lágbára gùn tó ń mí ẹlẹ́. Ẹni tó dá mi lè tọ́jú mi. I bring into remembrance my past near failure experiences, near death experiences, you know, that I survived. And then I tell myself, nígbà tí mi bá yẹn lọ mi lè bélè náà lọ́nà. Ẹni tó yanjú yẹn náà máa handle eléyìí. All I need to do is just to be strong and focused. And I will face this and overcome. Rather than panic. Ẹlòmíì àti kú kíkú tó dé. Wọ́n kàn sọ pé okay ó láìkí kan change kinní kan báyìí ó ti dàrú. Ṣé wọ́n ló dára ẹ̀ ni? Ẹni tó kọ̀ tán ayé mi mọ ohun tó kọ̀. Ó dẹ̀ mọ ibi tá a parí sí. Tó bá yẹ kó yẹ kó ti tán ni, á ti tán látàwọn ìgbà kan. Ṣùgbọ́n nígbà tí ò jẹ́ kó parí síbẹ̀ yẹn kò tí ì lè parí náà nìyẹn. Màá borí eléyìí náà. Scars allow you to draw strength from your past victories. I give you that courage to face whatever is in front of you with confidence that you are capable of overcoming anything that life throws your way. So as I conclude, scars are not blemishes to be hidden or forgotten. They're not things that you should be ashamed of. They tell unique stories of your strength, your resilience, and your growth. They tell story of your journey. They tell stories of your triumphs over life's challenges. So you have to embrace your scars. Wear them with pride. Constantly let them remind you that you are a warrior. You survived. You're a survivor. You won. You're still standing. You're not dead. You're just scarred. They didn't kill you. Look at them. At mark of your uniqueness. They tell stories of your resilience. It shows that yes, I've lived life. And I'm strong enough to rise above adversity. So don't be afraid to heal. Don't hide from your past hurt. Do whatever you have to do to find closure. So they become scars that tell stories of your survival. Remember, ẹ̀dá tí ò bá nítàn kì í pẹ́ tán o. Thank you very much for listening to me tonight. I know many of you are not used to a short show. But tonight is simply a show of encouragement, because many are carrying about so much baggages. Tó bá ṣí oorun, egbò tó ń rùn ni, because wọ́n kàn lọ bo mọ́bì kan ni. Egbò àdáàjínà máa ń pa ẹni tó wà lára ẹni nígbẹ̀yìngbẹ̀yìn. So, make effort to try and nurse this to healing. And be proud to show the scars that, yes, I survived this. Thank you very much. I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of your evening, and we will meet again next week, Friday, God willing. I greet my brother, Femi Unsu, and Yomi Gangan. Shoops, Mokiao. My brother Omola Latunji, I greet you. Erelu Mokinyo, Ekale, and you know why Lorieto. My fourth sister, Esther Diola, Egbon, Mokinyo, and thank you for your wonderful contribution tonight. I can see you have been dropping gems on the comment section. I also greet my sister, Kafi, Gold Akinpelu. And the rest of you that are on the show, I greet my brother Lawa Omoyemi Borokini. Thank you for joining tonight as well. Yes. And to the rest of you that I'm not able to mention your name, I greet you as well. And for those who catch up with the recorded version of the show later on, I greet you whenever you'll be watching this. Thank you very much and have a wonderful night. Odaro.
Ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ tíbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ká ṣe bí ẹni kú, káwọ́ ẹni tí ó ṣe dàrú ẹni. Ṣàṣà ènìyàn nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lẹ́yìn, tẹrú tọmọ nífẹ̀ẹ́ ní lójú ẹni. Ọmọ aráyé abániwọ̀nrọ̀ pa orí dání wọn. Ayé ò fẹ́ ní ìfọ̀rọ̀, orí ẹni ní pé kó yẹ ni. You gotta be strong cause the world is a battlefield. Òjò láyé ó gbé ní lọ, bá ò bá mọ̀ wẹ̀. Má ṣe làlà òtọ́ láì bá dé. Tread softly, dákun ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Ilé ayé ogun ni ó gbọ̀gbọ́n. Ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gba ọ̀rẹ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká má ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. Tíbi tí ẹ ládàlẹ̀ ayé, kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. Ó jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o, ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́. Inú ẹni ṣálámọ̀, a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. Ṣẹ̀rántí a ò mẹ́rin ìjọba ẹ̀wẹ̀ kú ẹ̀wẹ̀lẹ̀. Àwọn lọ́tẹ̀ ni wọ́n dìde wọn lájànà kó lè rí inú gbọ́gbé. Àṣenìtàn bá ní ìdàrú ṣálọ̀ máa ráyé. Àwọ̀ fẹ́lẹ́ bòónù kò jẹ́ àríkùn wá ṣe bí. You gotta be wise to survive and keep your sanity. Ọjà ọ̀dájú ní ilé ayé, o ní láti mọ̀ ọ́n rà. Àyà gbàgbé ọ̀gẹ̀gẹ̀ tó bá ti lówó ọ̀yàn ń lọ wà lọ́jọ́ ogún dé. ọwọ́ epo láyé ńlá wọ́n kì í lọ jẹ́jẹ́. alámọ̀ a ò mọ̀nú ẹ̀yìn ayé yẹn kó rọra ṣe ṣọ́ra ṣọ́ra. pọ́sọ̀ fura pọ́sọ̀ ti jẹ́ sí iná. ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gba ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ o. tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. bọ́jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o. ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ o. inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀ a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gba ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. tíbi tirẹ̀ ládàlẹ̀ ayé kò má ṣẹ̀dá tó mọ̀ ọ́la. ilẹ̀kùn bọ́jẹ́ ṣe jẹ́jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi o. ayé gbẹ̀gẹ́ inú ẹni ṣàlámọ̀ a ò mẹ́ni tó fẹ́ ni. ẹ̀sùn pẹ̀lẹ́ láyé gba ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ṣe jẹ́jẹ́. ọ̀rẹ́ mi ṣòwò tí a lábẹ́lẹ̀ ayé àgbà tó ti sí tó mọ̀ ọ́la.